Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Thinking you need a big down payment to buy a house? Well, you don't. So stop searching for the money. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we can get you in the home of your dreams with no money down. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
What up, downtown Nashville?
Oh, hello, Mayor. It's a beautiful day in the Music City.
I see jorts and boots. I see skirts and boots. Slay's wearing jeans. That kind of thing.
And a gold shirt. I'm very impressed.
He's all for the Preds.
Hey, man, listen. When it's time to ride together, listen, I come through. You know what I mean? Whatever I got to do, whatever I got to support, I need their colors on. So here I am.
He's in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Oh, we go big on game 4.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's do or die, baby.
Yes, it is.
Backs up against
Gotta
the
have
ball.
it.
Slay.
Listen,
Bring the energy.
Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
Woo!
Here we go.
man, I'm hoping the Preds live their life like we live our lives. Like, hey, man, until that final whistle blows, you're getting everything I freaking have.
No choice.
No choice.
No choice at all, man.
Get it done tonight. Have to.
And if you don't, it's a problem.
Yeah, this
So-
season's over.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
biggest,
yeah, and then
that's the biggest problem, man.
there may be other things that happen over there at Bridgestone Arena.
But listen,
in the
you right here,
offseason,
though, Yoral.
If they're
What are
done
you
in round
alluding
one.
to, Mayor?
I don't know. We're going to talk to Alex Doherty about that at 5:20. He'll join us live at Pancho and Lefty's. We are on the rooftop. We're on the top of the roof.
We're on the roof. We're on the roof.
And the wind is blowing
Doesn't
up here.
quite work as well.
It didn't really hit that.
No.
Oh,
Didn't really hit. What
there
happened?
goes a high noon sun sips party
Oh, yeah,
bus.
It's going down.
Don't
Man, that woo
don't get me
girl.
started on these party buses.
Should we
Man,
do a
them
party
party
bus
buses.
count? I'm going to do a count.
Oh.
There's one. Party bus count.
Did you just do a woohoo,
I said,
girl?
that was Hump. It tricked me. Yeah, that boy. I thought it was here.
That was not me.
I thought it was right here, right live.
Right here, right now, like
Right here,
Jesus
right
Jones.
now.
All right. Here's the thing. Pancho and Lefty's, man, they've got great food. You're sampling.
Yeah, chicken quesadillas right here. The adobo chicken quesadillas.
They
Tell 'em
also
they know.
have unbelievable margaritas, such as the Mad Dog in your favorite flavor, spicy, strawberry, mango, blueberry, or pineapple.
Okay.
They do cater. Pancho and Lefty's caters. So keep them in mind for any of your party needs. So, yeah, we have not had margaritas yet, but there's a pitcher of margaritas sitting right over there.
Ooh, are they good? Oh, yes.
Oh, pineapple, they say.
Pineapple margarita.
Can we do blueberry? Are we allowed to
Blueberry
do
margarita.
any?
You should.
Well, I mean, look.
if it's
Look.
blueberry.
Look,
Will Bowling has the camera set up. We can just put them like right here.
Yeah, but
Nobody can tell.
Here's the thing: upper management is not on the rooftop.
No, they're not. But they're listening.
We just have all these people up on the rooftop.
That's all.
And I mean, part of life, life's about relationships and fitting in. I might have added the fitting in part.
Yeah, you did.
Being there.
Lots going on, and we're going to get to all of it. The Preds, obviously, with an elimination game today. An opportunity, I'll put it this way, an opportunity to get it to 3-1. Slay, is it going to happen?
You know what, you put me in a position,
I did.
and and I got to be honest with the people because, I'm built on loyalty and respect and truthfulness. So it's going to be difficult for me to give you that answer right now, but
The truth is on fire.
the truth that could be it. But I tell you this, can it be done? Yes, it can be done
You
without
just
question.
don't think it's going to be done.
Will it be done, Babs? That's the question you want to ask. I'm not sure.
Here's
I think so. I'm not sure.
okay.
I'm in limbo.
Let me translate
Hello, there you
Slayism
go.
for you. Slay basically is saying, hell no, they're not going to win. They're going to lose. Their backs are against the wall.
But we got 3 hours to talk them into it.
But we do.
That's usually what happens.
Here's my thing. This is a challenge to Nashville, to Smashville, to our people, to this city. Because
Yes.
watching that game on Saturday on TV, I am not going to lie, I was a little disappointed.
Talk
I
to
was
him, babe.
disappointed in the turnout. I was disappointed in the empty seats. I was disappointed in the atmosphere. I know the announcers talked about it being loud, but I didn't feel it like I normally feel Smashville watching that. Am I off? I don't.
Well-
Did you get to go back and watch it, Mayor? I know
No,
you were at baseball.
I was at
weekend.
baseball, but I was proud of Johansson trying to murder the goalie.
My gosh,
But he took him out.
not on purpose.
Yeah, we
You can't celebrate that.
Is that attempted murder?
I mean, I was a little worried about his vision on that.
Should have pulled his
All the way
knee while
out.
he was at it, right?
took him all the way out. That was fun.
Ooh, we're going to talk about that, by the way.
Yeah, Memphis Grizzlies in action tonight without Ja. 9 o'clock on TNT. There's controversy there. We'll get to it. By the way,
Broke the code.
Yeah, this.
Slay will have an opinion.
I broke definitely
Well,
got an
for
opinion
people
about
that didn't see it, give the quick version of it.
So Ja was dribbling around. Taylor Jenkins, the coach of the Grizz, said Jordan yanked at Morant's knee,
Yes.
swiping for the ball. That is what the video showed, but
Video don't lie.
I mean, I can't tell intent from the video, I'll tell you that. But Ja did tweet broke the code, and it lasted for 10 minutes. So if a tweet is up for 10 minutes,
The whole
and then
world
you
got it.
take it down, does that mean you really think that way?
I think somebody PR got to him and told him, "Hey man, you can't do that. You gonna start a
Revolution.
Ciano storm. You know what I'm saying? Like out here on the court, you
I'm
can't do
very
that.
proud of you for using that word.
I
That
worked
was
on
well
that
done.
too, Babs.
By the way, totally random story before we get back to that.
You're pulling
Went
a
and
me.
ate at $17.99 on Friday night.
How was it?
And it
Love
was
that place.
phenomenal.
Perfect
And we
place.
had the best waiter ever, who actually, by the way, is best friends with Dan, who used to work in engineering with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dan. Anyway, he was in his wedding. So, yeah, Shiano?
Yeah.
He used that whenever
Did
we
he?
were done, and he was like, how was your meal? It wasn't Shiano, was it? I'm like, my guy right here. So give a shout out
love
to him.
it.
He listens to us on his way to work.
While we're giving shout-outs, big Orlando at the Ford Lincoln in Franklin. I went in, my wife got a flat tire, and I went in there, and right when I pull in, I open the door, and big Orlando's like, Brent Doherty! And then this other guy, Terrence, is in there. He goes, Mayor! And I was like, that's what's up. So appreciate them listening to the show and all that.
Yes.
Terrence is half brothers with Wayne Chisholm.
Oh really?
Yeah, I go, I said, Big Weezy.
Big Weezy.
Because, yeah, man, I said, hey, we had him on the show not too long ago.
Gotta get him back on.
So anyway, appreciate those.
So yeah, well, I'm sure if your tweet is up for 10 minutes, you don't want to take it down.
No.
If your tweet is up for like 30 seconds, that's you being like, oh crap,
Yeah, I shouldn't
maybe
have
I
pressed
shouldn't
send.
put that out there. But if you're past the couple of minute mark,
Let it roll.
it's because somebody made you take it down.
Did you ever have a PR person go, hey, man, you should probably say, you were before social media.
Okay, but
Slay said a
100%,
bunch of stuff.
there was 5 million people that at some time or another told Slay.
Don't say this. Yeah, don't say this. And it never worked. Like tried their best. Bobcats
Oh, you
tried.
said Buzz Peterson tried to shut you
They
down.
did. And for 2 games, I played horrible. Like horrible, like 14 points or something like that when I'm supposed to be exploding. So, yeah, that didn't work for me,
14 points. That's horrible.
Yeah.
man. It was at the time.
Oh,
Chris Paul.
I can't believe it.
That's
That's it.
Yeah.
Only
But-
14.
That's all I gave him, Babsy. I gave him my best, but my best wasn't the best.
Wasn't good enough.
Nope, it
Oh,
wasn't.
my
So you had to open back up.
Yeah, and listen, man.
You gotta be you.
You ain't got no choice but to be you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes Ja. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to understand, man, it's not only people that's in the basketball world that's in the NBA. Like, you're not sending that tweet out and it's going directly to the guy you're really talking about. So everybody's a hold of that. So you got to be mindful of what you do, especially at the stage he has now. You know what I mean? Like, you can't put that out there, like breaking the code. We know what you're saying. It was a jab to get back at Steve Kerr, which is understandable. You know, these guys are young, which I think is what's going to bite them in the butt for this series.
They have to go through this.
Yeah.
To
Just
get where
grow.
they want to go, they
It's
have
growing.
to go.
It's growing.
A lot of young guys
Without question.
under contract for a while.
Yep.
So,
Without question.
I don't have an issue with the tweet. Is that
I don't
me?
either. I don't either. But
I don't either.
you can't put that out there because you're saying that he really tried to hurt. I did.
Why you do that crap then?
Like, Babs, you got to think. And I can't wait to get Brevin Knight on.
In like 5 minutes.
When you grabbing, like, it's so physical out there. And this NBA isn't even physical. It's so much tussling
Don't
going
touch
on
me,
there.
Slay.
He was trying to grab the ball. It's just his knee happening. And if you slow anything down, Babs, you can make a slow motion look any way you want to. Like, honestly, the game would never be played if you're going to use slow motion. I think they need to do away with the slow motion in the replay.
By the way,
hurts the
I know we
game.
do sports talk radio, so you can't see my face, but my face
Yes, you
is
do have a
very
look.
much a like.
You do have a
Oh,
look.
come on.
But
Come on, man.
Listen, though, this is giving Poole too much credit.
Okay.
He's not that smart of a guy to be
No.
like, oh, there's his knee
Right.
during this tangle.
Not
Let me
like
grab
Joe
his knee
Hansen.
and push him at the. Come on, man.
Not like Joey trying to murder a guy.
And then, honestly, he didn't even get hurt on that play. I believe it was plays before where he got hurt.
It didn't look like it
Like,
was
come
enough
on, that ain't-
to cause the injury.
Yeah.
Not
By
at
the
all,
way,
man.
I'm just kidding with the Joey stuff. I just think it's funny. Anyway, that's me.
We
All right.
talked about in youth hockey, you can't even wear that face mask, by the way.
I mean,
What?
You know, Jason did on Friday the 13th. He was fine.
Yeah.
He took a machete to the mask a couple times.
They need
Yeah. I mean, it's a similar situation.
Yeah. But this, hey, and I haven't said this about this era. Basketball
Yeah,
is in
a murder.
snort.
I
Basketball.
cracked myself up. I mean,
Basketball now, you'll never hear me say this again, hopefully. SOFT, capital T. Soft. And I don't want to be one of those guys like this era. But what the? A pigeon
There's a
just was. That's all kind of stuff. Wait a minute, what's going on?
That's what he thinks about your thoughts.
No,
the birds heard about us
They did.
talking about
So they
how
put 'em right
none of
here.
them ever
They
died.
put them right here.
So here they are.
Dude, this is a soft era, though. And I don't think it's because of the players. I think it's the way they officiate the
All
game
right.
and they wanted more scoring and stuff.
All right,
so.
Brevin
That's my
Knight.
favorite quote you've ever,
I know.
ever
You're
said
welcome,
on this
You're
show.
welcome.
You have never been more accurate, Ron.
Brevin Knight, the analyst, will join us next as we broadcast live from Pancho and Lefty's. Come drink a bunch of margaritas. Preds play at
Let's
8.
go!
Got to get this win tonight.
Preds.
We'll be right back. 3 until 105 this
than the music on it. Like,
Oh, that you can't hear it all the way
yeah,
up here?
man, I'm trying to hear it blasting. Like, hurt my ears.
Yeah, it's kind of dead down here. What's going on?
This ain't
Downtown
seen-
Nashville. Are we in the right place?
What's going on down here, man? See, they,
Are we?
I
in,
love how y'all say it's kind of dead.
Are we in Bell Buckle?
the thing
It's
I'm
on
trying to-
Monday.
It is.
It's on Monday at 3:20. It's not dead.
We should have been out here since Friday. That's my whole gripe.
Friday. You put the fried and Friday.
Yeah, we should have been here Friday getting ready for the game on Saturday and then pour right on into Monday.
Boy, you guaranteed victory on Saturday.
I did.
Boy, it looked good going 3-3, and then they had that controversial goal, and then all hell broke
This
loose.
was before I know Buck was invited to the game as well.
You think Buck is the problem?
Buck is a problem.
Buck's always a problem.
It is
I had a
the
problem with
problem.
Buck earlier today. We'll get
So,
into that later.
okay.
Join us at the all-new Champions Corner for the 81st running of Iroquois Steeplechase, presented by Bank of America on Saturday, May 14th. That's coming up this Saturday. Drove by there today, and, man, the work is underway. Check out this sweet new deal from Sweet Deals. $100 gets you 2 VIP tickets in the all-new Champions Corner at the 81st Annual Iroquois Steeplechase. To purchase, visit sweetdeals.com/Nashville today.
Sweet.
By the way, it is a sweet deal. Did you look at it? It's very cool.
Yeah, $100 VIP, 2 VIP tickets.
2 of them.
I've been in that tent, dude. That is a deal, man.
I want to say it's like
And it's better
air
than when I did it.
conditioning too,
I heard something about that.
or something. It's nice.
All right.
That's the way to do it.
It is. So Preds need to win tonight. Grizz need a win tonight as well. So Preds at 8:30, Grizz at 9 o'clock on TNT. And Brevin Knight, longtime NBA point guard, and now the analyst for the TV broadcast for the Grizz games during the season. Brevin Knight joins us now. Brevin, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Going good, Brev.
We are doing great. So what's the latest with regard to the John Morant situation, as you know it?
I know kind of as everyone else does, just that he's doubtful and not expected to play tonight to this point. And the biggest thing is for him to be as healthy as he can be to go out there and help the team win. And so he's kind of sit and wait, knowing that if he can't play, that the team has experienced it before and they've been successful.
Let's start there. 20-5 without him. Why have they had that much success without him on the floor?
Because they're good enough basketball players to have that type record. They play that well together. The camaraderie that they have off the floor is then on the floor. And so when talent plus camaraderie plus teamwork usually ends in positive outcomes, and so that's what they've been able to do. They play solid offensively by moving the ball. Defensively, they do a good job by playing as 5 on one string, and so they understand that they have to rely on one another a lot more than when Morant is out there, because he covers up any problems.
These guys, man, you got Brev. You got these guys, and it looks like, you know, as much camaraderie as it is and experience that they have without playing with Ja, even with the Ja in the last game, man, the zone seemed to throw a little monkey wrench in, and they got a little stagnant. What is something that they can do to learn to be able to counter that on the fly without being timeouts being called or having to have a game plan, because everybody's played against zones and everybody's played against man-to-man. What was the difference in that game with them playing zone, Golden State that is, compared to any other time seeing the zone?
I think that you hit it on the head. They just stood around a little too much and watched, and that allowed Golden State to stand and watch. So I would expect for them, number one, to know that the zone will be a part of the game. Right. And with that being said, that the motion will have to be there. And like I said, if Morant doesn't play, then that motion would already be there. And so now it's just kind of just continue to play the way that you're accustomed to playing. And it's one thing that we haven't seen this series or even in the first series versus Minnesota was the Grizzlies being themselves consistently.
Right.
And so if they can have more instances where they're the more dominant team on the boards, they're the team that's dominating in the paint, low turnovers, forcing turnovers and scoring, and making enough threes so that the difference isn't that much, even though threes haven't been a problem in this series. then I think that they still give themselves a great chance of winning this game.
Is this a playoff factor? The reason they haven't been themselves, with this bunch being together going into it. I thought that the first round, they, like you said, they didn't really play Grizzlies basketball. They kind of got involved a little bit with Minnesota, the back and forth, and then going into this series, really haven't seen them impose their will outside of a game. But is that what it is? Is it the playoffs that's the reason it's ramped up so much? You've been in the playoffs before. What is that? Take us inside the behind the scenes, if you can.
Well, listen, I think it's part of it. Of course, the magnitude of the games change.
Right.
But a big part of it is a lot of these guys have watched what playoff basketball should look like. And so when you get to this area, it is your star guy dominates the game. Everybody else kind of just take the back seat. But the thing where how the Grizzlies excel is when everyone stays involved in terms of just the ball movement. It's not about who gets the shots. Because I always say, ultimately, we want Ja Morant creating and making all of the big shots. But in order for him to be good, everybody else has to help him.
Yeah.
It can't just happen on its own. And so when you get to the playoffs, you don't want to try to revert to what you think the playoffs should be. It's almost like play to the style that has made you the team that you were all season. And they started to do that in this series in terms of getting the ball out of bounds quickly, even on made shots, so that they can try to increase the pace. First series, it was take the ball out, walk up the floor. That wasn't their pace. That wasn't their game. And so now it's just a matter of some adjustments have to be made because you're playing against a better opponent, and that will make you pay for any and every mistake. And so I think that's all that happened in Game 3. If they can play with the same intensity as they did in Game 2, then they put themselves in position for winning.
Right.
That was something else in Game 2, man. Brevin Knight with us at Brevin Knight 22. I mean, we all saw it, man, and obviously you see it every day. We see it in the Nashville market because we follow them, but nationally people starting to understand what Ja Morant is, and that's more than a super swaggy, talented player. It's a guy that can take things over when needed, and that's what happened in Game 2, man. And I told my kids, I was like, dude, I haven't seen a lot of this go on with him dribbling the ball and scoring the last 15 points and everyone on the floor just kind of clearing out, and he's going to go create a shot and make it. I haven't seen that really since MJ back in the day. So I thought that was cool to see, like to take a step back and look big picture of what this is as in terms of a franchise that's developing with its star player.
Well, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better star because of what he's able to do individually. But I said the reason why they're 20-5 without him was because he empowered every one of the guys on the team to believe that they have a hand in winning, even when he's playing. So it is not a dominant. Throw me the ball. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
That's not how they've been successful. They've been successful by everybody contributing. And so when one person goes down, it's easy for the next person to step into that slot, and the machine keeps going.
Now let me ask you this. I made a statement before you came on. I was telling Dawn, Babs, our co-host, that.
It's my favorite.
My
favorite statement ever.
You won't hear me say this quite ever again. Matter of fact, how about that? But right now, and you can speak on this. I feel, man, this is the first time I've watched basketball, and I'm talking about the entire landscape of the playoffs, not just this series, because it's been physical in you guys' series. But man, this seems like a soft NBA right now, man, and I hate to say that. And I don't even put this, Brev, on the players. I put this on the way the game is officiated and them also instituting this replay, man. Like, you can paint anything you want. That and the alley-oop call from the players circling their fingers in the air for the replay. Like, that irritates the mess out of me. Now, you speak on it because I'm looking from the outside. You on the inside of it. What are your thoughts to that, man?
Well, here's my thoughts on it. Is number one, I don't assess the game on how it was when we played.
Okay.
That's the first thing you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not the game that we played.
Correct.
But that's fine. This is today's game. And you got to evaluate people and reactions in today's game. So the things that happen where flagrant fouls that are called and people are like, oh, back in the day, that was just, hey, you're right. But today it's not.
Right.
And so you got to play the game in that way and understand that the game is officiated in that way. My dad kind of hit me to this and was like, the thing with the rules are they don't initiate intent. They officiate action.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter if you think he did it on purpose or not when he hit that guy in the face or when he went for the block, he smacked him. He still did it, and so that's the only thing that they look at. And that's the way that I look at the game. It's not yesterday's game, it's today's game. Watch it through their eyes so that then you're able to understand why somebody did what they did. Because if you keep trying to evaluate it, how you played it, how I played it, you'll continue to be frustrated.
Now, do you feel like
That's a great answer.
Yeah, no, listen.
Phenomenal.
See, Brev can fool y'all, man. He bring the Stanford out in there, but I want to get him on the couch. I need to put him in the boom boom room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
got kids and stuff that listen to the radio during the day. When we do things that are away from that scenario, then we talk in that fashion.
This is true.
My mama ain't raised no fool now.
No, Miss Brenda did not, and I know that.
You know that. I don't want to hear from Melvin either. So,
exactly.
I talk that way while we on this radio. We go to the podcast or something else that you didn't tune in. Yeah. Now you hear just me.
Okay, see, that's all I wanted to hear that a little bit. Okay, now let me bring it back to the Stanford Brev. Now, do you think that the players are also manipulating the officiating and manipulating the calls and being able to go to the replay, knowing that, man, if you replay anything and you bring it in slow-mo, not only from you guys series, what they talking about with Poole, with the knee twist,
yep,
but from the balls being tipped out of bounds. If I'm holding a ball and somebody knocks the ball out of my hands, if you go on replay, of course I'm going to be the last person touching the ball because I'm trying to have possession of the ball. You know what I'm saying? So do you think that's a manipulation?
Well, so the way that they have tried to work around that with the rules are there is no longer the reviews under 2 minutes that are triggered just by anything because you wave your finger.
Right.
The only way that anything can be reviewed now is by a coach's challenge, and you only get one a game. So that is why you have seen NBA games, aside from these playoffs, that have been foul fest to start off early on. But you saw NBA games were a lot faster this year because as much as those guys are wagging that finger, it doesn't matter. You can wag your finger all day. You're not going to get a review unless you're a coach, your team has one, and then you can go from there. But other than that, there's no more of that having to worry about everything being scrutinized to that point because there's not enough challenges to be able to do it.
I'll tell you this, Brevin Knight with us on 3HL. Carl Anthony Towns was wagging his finger, and he went home, Brev. Unfortunately, I'm happy and sad because he's a Jersey kid, and and I love my Jersey guys. Yeah.
So I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
What about the blowing the kisses though? Like after you just blew a 20-point lead, a 15-point lead, and you blew the kisses, like I gave you my all, Minnesota. I appreciate it. Me and Prince, that's what we known for.
Those were his kisses of death. That was it. That was his swan song.
All right, listen, Brev, since we couldn't do it, we ain't got a big segment, but I got to put you in the boom boom room real quick. You know what I mean? Because I need real, truthful answers. Do you agree to go into the boom boom room?
Let's do it.
Uh-oh. Brev.
Here we go. One man on his way in to the boom boom.
I mean, he had a little tone look to him.
Yeah. Hey, man, Brevin Knight, you have entered the boom boom room, baby. It's brought to you by Low T Center. Now, going into the boom boom room, it's only one way you can get out. The way you get out is you answer everything truthfully and honestly, and you've already accepted this, so here we go. Do you think the game is in great hands when you look at the point guard play today with guys like Luka, Ja, Trey? You got Devin Booker at the 2-guard spot. The game's in good hands with guys being able to walk away like CP3?
The game is in good hands if you, as I said to you, if you remember and go by the criteria and what I told you as what today's game is. The game is in great hands.
The game is in great hands. I love that. All right, now listen now. With Ja, is it a snag because he missed those games of not being in the MVP race and they putting him in the most improved, or do you need this guy to elevate to get into the MVP race even for more than he was doing this season?
Well, first we just need him to play 58 games or 59 games instead of 58 or 57. He played one game too little in order to be in the running for it enough because of the scoring average. The scoring average didn't count. So I think that took a hit. But I think for him, not a snag, because the one thing it's going to do is just make him hungry to go get it next season.
Right. Love that. All right, now this right here, Ja Morant. The Grizzlies are rolling. They are great. With this market being a smaller market, is it possible to keep this team intact when it's time to pay these max deals?
Of course not. They won't be able to pay everybody. They're going to have to pick and choose someone.
Yeah.
But hopefully the ones that we're able to keep will continue to produce. Those that move on, I hope they make every dime that they would like to make, because I tell everybody, this is the business of basketball, not the sport of basketball.
I like that. We just dealt with that up here in football with A.J. Brown and things. So
Still got the Stanford Brev going.
Yeah. So let me ask you this there here. So we got Vanderbilt right here, you know, the Stanford of the South. So let me ask you this. I know what the party atmosphere is like at Vanderbilt, but was there a party life at Stanford, or were y'all stick to it? We got Tiger out there. He got his hat on right. You know, we got basketball. We're studying. We're getting it done.
Study hall tonight, Friday night, 9 o'clock.
Be there.
No, know what? All we did was do study hall at night, do your homework, wear your hat the correct way,
Ain't that
button
something?
up, and that's it.
Boy, you something else, boy. You something else. You ain't
Brent
never
must
be
be listening.
I think Slay might know the real answer to that.
That's my man.
I think Brenda's listening to what's happening.
Hey, Slay, I think that's the only one where the meter may be like, he ain't sounding right.
Whoa, that's not the
It
truth,
ain't going the
Serum.
right way.
Hey, guess what, man? We letting you out of the boom boom room, but we do have a celebrity golf outing coming up. And since you didn't get on the course today, man, I'm gonna have to put that invitation out on you and see if you can come on up here, and then we'll get some true stories while we sitting in the golf cart with cigars and stuff, man.
Then you get real stories. Then not just true. Then you get real stories.
I appreciate it,
At
baby.
Brevin Knight 22. Thanks, Brev.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, there you go. Last time we called him, speaking of golf, he was in the middle of a 36-hole golf tournament.
Yeah, you get out there.
Him and Chris Vernon.
Yeah, that's one thing he's going to do is get out there.
All right, party bus count, in case you're wondering, up to 4. So we're looking. Come on, Nashville. You need the woo girl population a little bit light today.
The sun picking up though.
The sun is picking up. It is a perfect day downtown.
Not perfect, no. That's a
And
fight.
you can come down here and smash a car. With a sledgehammer.
It's already kind of. See, that's half the problem. The last year when they were playing Carolina, that car was, man, bits and pieces.
I told you.
You maybe can still go drive that car.
What is it with the lack of? You
drive.
might be able to still drive. What is it with the
I'd
lack
love to
of
see that.
energy?
I
Is it
don't
this?
know.
Is it?
Some ain't
this
right,
team?
Babsy. Some ain't right.
Well, part of it is the game's not till 8:30, but we'll talk about that when we come back. 3HL 104.5 this hour.
That's the mayor. Hey, here I go.
Oh, my gosh.
That was making so much noise as you were
That's
doing
right,
that.
Babsy.
There ain't no roof up here.
Yeah,
Kirby
right.
tried to roof us with a tent, but
Yeah, we'll blow that away.
You did good, Kirby.
that really sounded like Kirby tried to
appreciate
roofie us.
We might as well not even have one because I'm never under it.
Well,
I'm
he
always
tried to
hanging
switch
out.
our sides, and you were having none of it.
Yeah, no, because see, you got to listen. That's what we talking about, the consistency that you got to have. That's what you got to be able to roll with. That's what we were looking for from the Preds coming into this series, consistency.
Yes.
Consistency.
Well, they've been consistent.
Consistently bad.
They've given up 7 goals in 2 games.
Now, but see,
I mean,
okay.
they don't have their starting goaltender.
Right.
Yeah, I know, Babs, but dang.
But this is the
I mean-
Man, the Grizz are 20-5 without John Morant. Let's go.
That is a completely different game.
one person can really make an outcome different than that.
I mean-
but
Yeah,
I
when
mean, a
you-
goalie can too. So.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Joey tried to even things out, slicing the other goal.
Dude, he did it, and guess
And
what?
they will be without him tonight.
So this
Yeah.
is my problem with that. 3-3. They came back and tied it up 3-3 out there. Like I'm like, oh yeah, this is it.
Okay,
Here we
that
go.
was, I thought, a great coach's challenge and a terrible call
Yeah.
on
That's
Saturday.
that's what I was reading on Twitter. I was sitting
True.
out watching a
It
bunch
was,
of 11-year-old kids play baseball.
It was terrible. Here's the deal, though, with the Preds. Like,
You gave up 4 more goals.
right.
Well,
it
the
was,
5
it
on
was
3,
just
right,
like,
was-
in game 2?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to help your, what did I call him?
Little baby goalie.
Little baby
goalie,
young
yeah.
goalie.
Yeah, little
You
baby
got to
young
help
goalie,
him
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Help
you
him
do.
out. Come on.
You do.
And Philip Forsberg has 0 points in the postseason.
Yeah, that's not a
Right.
recipe for success.
Right.
You finished the regular season with 84, and Philip Forsberg has none.
Yeah. See, that's the separator.
It all changes tonight.
Yes, backs against the wall.
Thank you, Babs.
That's right. It all changes tonight. Hey, this is my other issue with the Preds.
Come on,
you
Slate.
have yet to lead in this series.
Yeah.
You have yet to make them play from
That's
behind.
fine.
And Colorado's so aggressive. I mean, that's their style of play. That's not going to change whether they have their goalie back there or not.
Yeah, Darcy Kemper's out.
He's
They
good.
got
He gone.
sliced.
What that mean?
Well,
They're good. The next
means
guy's
that-
name. The next guy's name is Frankie. They call him Frankie.
I know.
And he's really good too.
Yeah,
actually,
he's
from
pretty
what I
good.
hear.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly, so Frankie sounds great to me.
Franco.
Franco.
So let me pronounce something to you. I'm watching because of the press. Snort's 2-0. Light snort.
That was light.
Yeah, but it's a snort. A snort
was
is
more
a
of an-
snort. A snort is a snort.
It was
dog.
an
Your-
exhale snort though.
A snort is a snort, bro.
It was kind of like a frustration snort.
You feel what
not
I'm saying?
a-
And so that maybe he's been watching what I'm watching with the Preds, and then
We need
watching the Preds is what makes me scan the entire playoff as far as the other teams go too. I don't see the same energy in the Preds game that I do in the rest of the games. Like last year, and I felt they were undermanned last year going against Carolina. I thought Carolina was fast. They were hungry.
Agreed.
Like, you know what I mean? They just came in here and got after it. And they fought. The Preds fought. I don't even see that same fight from last year, and they're a better team this year to me than they were last year.
Why?
Why
What do you
don't
think
I
it
see it?
is? No,
I-
I mean,
I-
why
I-
is it missing?
Guys, I
I
ain't got a
felt
clue.
it was missing
No
from
idea.
I
the
don't got a
fan
clue.
base on Saturday.
I don't have a clue.
And somebody, I'll have to look it up, but somebody on Twitter said you were right. I was in the building.
In the building.
And
And see, that's not our city. That's not what we stand on regardless.
That's
we come to
not
have a good
Smashville.
time.
Yeah.
We're going to cheer our team on, win, lose, or draw.
he
That's not what we
said,
got.
Colby was there. He said, unfortunately, you're not wrong about the atmosphere this past Saturday at Bridgestone. I was there, thought the same thing. Pretty frustrating, but it is what it is. But that's not something that this franchise, this fan base, this city, we're not used to that.
No.
We're not used to the not having the home ice advantage
Couple things.
with this crowd.
Stanley Cup runs reset the expectation level, right?
Clearly.
As it should.
Yes. So now, does simply making the playoffs every year, is that not good enough? Like fans are like, okay, get through round 1 and then I'll get excited. Is that where we are?
Well, I think that's kind of a similar conversation with the Titans, too.
I was just about to say that. You are exactly right.
I mean, that's where we
Ball
are.
being reset. Yep.
Yep.
Now,
So-
are we spoiled fans because of that, or can't that just be the expectation that
Right.
that's what we are as a sports city now, that just the playoffs isn't enough?
Yeah,
Right, because with regard to that, like Tannehill, the book on Tannehill is he can't play in the postseason. But the reality of the situation is he was the quarterback of the team that went to the AFC Championship game, and they've only done that 3 times as a franchise.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, the way we all live our lives now, it's instant gratification, man. And if you ain't winning,
you ain't winning, you ain't
in a big way,
yeah,
then people are disgruntled and apathetic and all those things. But I think late start's tough too tonight.
8:30 start. Yeah, that's tough on a Monday.
That's a late game.
Tickets are not expensive on the secondary market.
No, they're not.
If you want a chance to go watch playoff hockey,
this your one.
This
do
is
it.
it.
Do it.
It is worth it.
It
trust
is worth
me.
it, without question.
Even,
but it's like $35 in the upper level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it to experience that, be in the building. If you can afford to do it at this level, I would not think that a playoff ticket will ever be this cheap again.
No, ever.
Ever.
Especially not at the Stone.
All right, so we've got the Preds. Like, so why is there not the same energy? We can talk about as we roll through the show. Also, the Grizz go without Ja, 9 o'clock tonight on TNT. They're 20-5 without him. We'll talk about that. And there's tons of things. The Woo Girls are down here during the break. Slay and I saw a 5-pack of Woo Girls on scooters. It was like a Woo Girl parade.
I thought those things were illegal.
I thought there were 6, but I think somebody took one of them home, so now they're down to 5.
Lost the 6-pack.
That happens sometimes on girls' trips.
Lose one. They'll find them.
Sometimes one has to stay in the bed for a little bit longer.
Never leave a man behind unless they want to be left behind.
Right, unless you have no choice.
Yeah, Pancho and Lefty's rooftop. Come by, drink some margaritas, have some shots of tequila, and we'll be right back.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Banks are great for car loans, but when you need a home loan, you need an expert. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower rates, and with our 21-day closing guarantee, you'll be in your dream home in weeks.
On the roof.
It is a beautiful day.
Roof.
In the
Is that loud,
neighborhood.
Babs? A roof.
Yeah, that's loud.
Dude, chill.
Chill.
The roof ain't got no roof.
That's right.
That's
Roof
right.
ain't got no roof. It do
So
got a
we've
roof.
got Preds coming up at 8:30. Must-win situation. They are up against it. And, hey, man,
Yeah.
listen, when you're facing the firing squad, you rush them.
Yeah. Now,
Johnny Majors used to say, attack, attack, attack.
Yeah, but you're usually got some bullets in your gun if you're attacking. So
I mean, listen, did Scarface go down with the first bullet?
no, he didn't. He went down though.
He didn't go down with the 132nd either.
Right, but that comes in, like, the finals. Like, by the time you had that many bullets.
Let me ask you something, Yoro. Let me ask you something. Do you believe? Now, because I know you believe. Inside your wallet, do you believe that the Preds about to take this home?
The Preds going to win tonight.
Okay, hey, that's,
Yeah, man.
Are you
enough for
willing
me.
to put the contents of your wallet
No,
on it?
I bet on game 2. Remember how that went?
Oh yeah, you the problem. But guess what? They fought. They fought
did
that
fight.
game.
They did fight, so maybe I should put more money on it.
You know what they should
More
stop
money,
worrying about?
more problems.
Yes. You know what they should stop worrying about though?
Chris Lowe?
All their reputation.
Yeah.
That's true. We missed it in the first hour.
We did. Thanks, Slay. Bringing it back.
We talked about that during the break. We're like, we missed it.
CeeLo would be so impressed right now.
Now, CeeLo's a guy. This is a fit song for him too. Now, it's a nice little theme
Can
song.
we
for
go
him
to
walk through.
CeeLo and then do your intro at
You ain't gotta
420?
do we can do mine coming
420.
back.
That'd
That's
be
cool.
fitting.
That's fine.
Chris Lowe joins us from ESPN.com. Chris, what's up? How are you?
CeeLo.
Doing great. Hey, I got two questions now. This show on the roof today. Number one, do you guys get transported there via helicopter? They sort of land you right there on top of the roof.
Could you imagine? We're just we're tethered by our wrist, and we just ride through the buildings of downtown Nashville over to the radio station.
Drop us on down.
All right, and number two, since you guys are technically outside, Dawn, do you let Flake fire up the cigars there on top of the roof?
Oh.
Hey,
I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gone cigar.
CeeLo,
honestly.
CeeLo, you know me, man. You know I'm one of those guys, man. When you put the line right there, and anytime you come back, I'm probably gonna be hanging onto the line. That's how close I am to the line. But guess what,
We're
CeeLo?
going to have a summer session with CeeLo.
Yes, we got to. The last
We got to
event,
hear the stories from Chris.
I've had cigars out, CeeLo. You know me too well.
Yep.
So this is right.
100%. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, so SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff went to Washington to discuss NIL and how the federal government can get involved. What is the big picture? We talked a little bit about this last week, but what is the big picture idea that these guys have? What do they want done?
Don't you just love government getting involved in college sports as if they don't have enough to do, enough other things to worry about? I don't know. I mean, I think is going to be the most entertaining part of college sports over the next couple of years in the courtroom. That may be where the most drama unfolds. Maybe not on the playing field or the basketball courts, but in the courtroom. Because, antitrust lawyers are lining up. There's this rhetoric now that the NCAA and college, ADs and commissioners are going to push back on pay for play. I mean, who ever saw pay for play coming out of NIL? You guys never did, right? Nobody ever thought in a million years that NIL was morphed into paying kids in high school millions of dollars to come play for a certain school. I mean, I don't feel sorry for anybody. It's certainly not the NCAA, but all these task forces that were formed when they went down this road, and no one envisioned it becoming this, and now all this toothpaste is scattered all over the walls and the bathroom floor, and how all of a sudden everyone expects to put it back in the tube. I don't know, but clearly this is a move for conference commissioners and schools to try to gain some type of control, to formulate some type of structure to keep it from being just completely, I know this has been used over and over again, the Wild Wild West, with no contracts, no salaries, no rules, no nothing. And I love when Gene Smith from Ohio State, the Ohio State AD, said, and maybe it wasn't Gene, But I read or saw this somewhere. I talked to somebody. They said, well, basically all these collectives now are essentially boosters and donors that are lining up to pay players. Well, that's exactly what they are. That's what they were always going to be. And I bet if you dug hard enough or deep enough, you would find that a lot of these collectives across the country are either owned or partly owned by some of the most influential and prominent boosters at that school.
Very true.
Chris Lowe with us at CeeLo ESPN. Chris, so with Mark Emmert leaving next year, how will things change, if at all, with that position turning over?
Well, I still, my belief on it, Brian. I still think this was another domino to fall in college football becoming its own sort of entity. It's not necessarily under the umbrella of the NCAA or anything else.
Yes.
Much like we have the college football playoff now, that is run by the college football playoff committee, or that entity and not the NCAA. I think we're going to move in that direction. Whoever it is, maybe there's someone that is elected, appointed to be the commissioner of the quote-unquote super division of college football, or Division I of college football, however many teams that might be. You've heard coaches, to Dabo Swinney, to Nick Saban, to others. I think even Dean Smith referenced that the other day. Maybe that's sort of the next step is picking that person to oversee the largest division of college football, have their own rules, sort of gain some type of structure of what NIL is going to be, scholarship limits. You're already seeing some tweaks. Right now I think we're going to go to a system where there's not going to be a limit on how many scholarship players schools can bring in. It's 25 now. I think because of the transfer portal, coaches would like to see that eliminated. As long as you stay under 85, that from year to year, you can bring as many as you want. Because if you lose 10 guys in the transfer portal, it's very difficult. I think South Carolina changed me. I remember talking to Shane a few weeks ago. They couldn't really get up, even close to 85, because they lost so many guys before he got in the transition between Muschamp and Beamer. So that's one of the things. But I think the new, whoever this new person is that runs the NCAA or whatever direction they go in, I think again, all the moves we're seeing, to me, just points more and more toward a super division of college football. And I don't know how long that's going to take, but I really genuinely believe that's where we're headed.
It's funny. I think we first had that conversation about 20 years ago, that it would eventually happen on the radio. Real quick, Tennessee baseball lost its first series. They're 3-3 in their last 6 SEC games. You taking on water there, or just long season, they'll get it going again?
No, I think they just sort of proved they are mortal, and they're not, this team that's never going to lose. And college baseball is such a different sport anyway. If you have one pitcher who goes down, or a bad series where you're just not hitting the ball or not seeing the baseball well, it's you target the people close to the program for whatever reason. Some of the hitters there in Kentucky for the ball just weren't seeing the ball. It was the lighting, that particular park. But there's small little nuances like that sometimes that can make a big difference. I still think Tennessee's the best team in the country. I think they got the deepest pitching staff. I think they got the most power. But, we have seen some things, Brett, over the last few weeks. All year long, if you're able to get guys on base in Tennessee, they don't do a good job of keeping runners close and throwing out runs. And that's something in the close game that you really heard of once they get to the postseason. And Vitello sort of hinted this last week that they probably need to do in certain spots a little bit better job of hitting situationally. They're not always going to hit 4 home runs every game. I think those are some things you saw in some of these last 2 games. But once they get Chase Dollander back, and I think you'll see him back in one of the Saturday or Sunday, probably the Saturday starting spot against Georgia this weekend. Actually, it'll be the Friday, because they play Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that makes a huge difference.
There is
the starting rotation. It's going to be interesting to see, because it's you have one bad weekend or a couple bad starts by starting pitchers in college baseball, and it makes a world of difference. All that said, this is a team that doesn't back down. They genuinely believe they're the best team in the country, and I'd be very surprised if they don't bounce back pretty strongly this weekend against the Dogs.
There he is. He's Chris Lowe at CLowe ESPN. Chris, always good catching up, man. Appreciate your expertise.
Okay, hey, good luck on the helicopter leaving the show today.
Hey, CeeLo, Spider-Man taking me out of here, baby. I knew you'd like that one.
Just get us some good cigars. Boy.
While smoking your cigars. Spider-Man takes Slay out of here. Thank you, Chris. Good stuff, man. All right, there he is, Chris Lowe. Interesting stuff with regard to what's going on in the NCAA, and we've been talking about that forever. The Super Conference college football deal.
It's going to be crazy.
It's
already
gonna
crazy.
More on that. Nashville SC wins at home. Dawn's got a soliloquy for you next, 3HL 104.5.
Soliloquy.
see some of the TV personalities from local national television stations
They're out the building.
getting set up.
Is that Joe Gregory?
I didn't think they were supposed to talk to each other though, Babs.
Oh, we're all friends.
That's Chris Harris.
That's Chris Harris.
No, Joe Gregory is the photographer at News
Oh,
2.
yeah.
Okay.
He's been at News 2 for about 35 years.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Big Joe too.
He's the best.
Emily Proud down there. Just throwing out names, name drop.
That is
Big
Joe
it up.
Gregory, the GOAT.
I thought the TV news people were supposed to fight each other in the plaza, not talk to each
they're
other.
friends in this town.
That's only
That
in,
just that only happens in Philly and DC and
And Anchorman.
yeah, and
San
LA.
Diego.
Some of those nasty
San
San
Diego.
Diego. You know,
San
some of
Diego.
those nasty markets, man.
Stay classy.
Super competitive.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Hey, you know what? Yeah,
Survive in advance here in Smashville.
So I asked Euro,
Yeah.
Babsy, when we were going off air.
Hello.
Oh,
That's my
paper's about to go.
soliloquy.
Babs wrote a soliloquy
She
for the
needs
National
to-
SC. That's
She
coming
needs
up.
us-
No, I wanted to hear it.
It almost blew away.
yeah, somebody would have read it on Broadway. Babsy,
Can you imagine walking on Broadway
somebody read it.
and you're like, what just hit me in my white boots?
They'd be like the Mayhem guy.
It's-
Reading the-
On the same sheet, by the way, as the party bus tally.
Which
So-
is only
We
at
need
4.
that. We
Did
need
Mayor
that.
Cooper do something to the party buses?
I
Why do
hope
we not
not.
have the proper party bus
a
population
problem.
today?
That's a
Oh,
problem.
well, you know, according to that one time, he said, "This is not we are not in the business of
right, entertainment.
athletics and entertainment." Yes, we are, Mayor.
Yeah, I don't think
every
he
bit
meant
of
to.
it.
I don't think he meant to say that. That
He
was
did
one of those
not
things
mean
where
to say that.
where like politicians go off script a little bit and they start talking, and then all the people behind them, you can watch them.
was actually
They're just
done.
like, no.
no,
And
that's
some
not
of
what
them
you're supposed to say.
Yeah, some of them are in the Easter Bunny costume, and they just go get a guy.
Yep.
Like, hey man, you got to come over here.
Hey, so I thought the energy last year was different. Maybe because, COVID they had just opened up everything and it
Right.
was buzzing and everybody was around. But guess what Mayor said? Man, it's Nashville, man. Like, it's always packed down here.
Yeah.
And he's right. And you said it's Monday, so it should be a happy medium, Babsy. And I don't
should.
feel the happy medium.
It's day ending in Y, which means nothing changes in downtown Nashville.
Correct.
That's the way it should be.
I like that. I never thought about that.
I don't know,
That's
man.
Pretty cool.
By the way,
So-
this is totally random, but there is a car wash convention going on
my
right
God.
Is
here.
it?
Oh, I
I had
passed them.
no idea
Yeah,
that
it's like-
that existed.
I mean, the
Are you
sipping-
guys with the car wash convention?
Yeah, look at them.
How many people are here for this?
Thousands.
A bunch?
Where are you guys from? Like Como, Sip and Shine? Is that what it is? Columbus, Ohio. I was close.
Oh.
Hey, you right there.
You were right.
Right there, baby.
Columbia,
This is
Missouri.
amazing to me.
It
There's a
is.
car wash convention.
I feel like if it's a convention, we should be able to pull up anywhere.
I
Just
feel
get car
like
detail.
they would hate me when they found out that I haven't washed my car in 3 years.
What's the name of your car wash?
3
Look, he
years.
just goes, what?
What is it? Blue Hippo
Express.
Express World? Oh, wash. yeah.
Blue
That makes
Hippo
sense.
Express. That's a great name. There you
Yeah,
go,
he's from
Kirby. You got to
Columbus, Kirby.
swing on in in Columbus.
How about Bacon Shine? Like we can
Bacon
come up,
Shine.
not bacon like the food, but bake like B-A-K-E.
Bake
then
and
blow and
shine.
shine.
I mean,
Well,
Just pull in there
that
and
can have a
bake.
couple of different meanings. Hold
Yeah.
on. Hold on.
half off at 420.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Speaking of, Ron Slay is on this show. We haven't played his intro yet.
Oh!
From Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", at Power
Yeah.
6'8", every bit of it.
And you know what? Let's go, baby.
Y'all better buckle up, because
This show ain't got no roof.
Oh,
That's right.
This roof ain't got no roof.
That's right. I'm trying to let the people know. And I would happily entertain being the goalie for the Preds if they need me. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I love what Connor Ingram's doing.
listen, man.
I love the fight he's giving. But
the
I
little
mean,
baby goaltender.
Yeah, man, if you need a big dog to sit down, squat down, and give up 7 goals, I'm your guy. You know what I mean? If that's what we're looking for, if that's what a bar is set, I'm your guy. You know what I'm
Boy,
saying?
that
You
would
got
be-
the wingspan.
That's all I'm saying. I got the squat motion. Now getting back up, that's where we're gonna have a problem. But as far as getting down Seal Walrus position, I'm good.
So you need somebody back there to wipe away all of the rebound shots because you're going to have, man, these birds,
Yeah,
are,
they ain't
we're under
playing.
attack up
They
here.
ain't playing.
Because you would be under attack. So, like, you would need time to get back up. So you need somebody back there to clean it away.
I clean it away, but I need somebody like a little string or something, like you pull the string and it help me get up. You know what I'm saying? Like a pop up. Like, whoa, here I am.
Like an NSYNC video?
Yeah, like I'm back. What was
You're a
that? Bye,
puppet?
bye, bye?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? I'll be high, because I got it.
I'm telling you. All right, Nashville SC did not tie a game this weekend.
Hey!
There we go.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I got my blue and gold on.
I had to call Slay because I was headed to the baseball tournament over the weekend, over the Music City fields, which are going away, which I hate.
Oh.
I just showed him my soliloquy.
Babs is really ready.
Yeah, she wrote a soliloquy to the Nashville SC. We'll get to that. But so we're at a stoplight, and I see some Nashville SC people in their car. And this was like 9 o'clock in the morning. What time was that game? 4? They were going at 9.
In
this
the morning.
was in Cool Springs.
That's real.
And so I
mean,
look
they get
over at
to
the
it.
11-year-old. I'm like, hey, man, we need to go to a soccer game. I called Slay and told him this. I tried to call Babs and tell her, but she didn't answer.
That's the energy.
Oh, I was wondering why you were calling that early.
On Mother's Day.
To say Happy Mother's Day.
So I looked at the 11-year-old. I'm like, hey, man, we need to go to a Nashville SC game, man. And he just kind of looked at me. And I said, they got a new stadium. It's the biggest in the United States and in Canada, soccer only. And they're doing great things, and there's like chants, and they sing, and all this stuff. And he looked at me, and he goes, Dad, we're not going to a soccer game. It's boring.
How dare him?
I'm just telling you.
How dare you,
I'm just telling you what the
What?
11-year-old said. But I will tell you this. We will get him to a game, and I promise you he will love it.
Nah, without question.
Kids love it.
You got to get there. The atmosphere was crazy every time. I don't care where it is. It can be Little League. Well, no.
I like how we're supporting the Preds today, but we're also supporting, in terms of color, the Nashville SC.
Come on, man. That's what we do, man.
I
That's what
I
the
love
city
the
does.
same color scheme, though.
Yeah, that's smart. You know,
Yeah.
you get 2 for 1s. If
So,
you got Preds, you can get something.
This is how smart Babs is. Number one, we call her Babs because her middle name's Babette. See, I'm going to work that in. Number two, she majored, at least for a little bit, in everything.
Yeah. All around major.
She's highly intelligent to the point where she didn't know what a soliloquy was, but she just wrote one to the Nashville SC.
That's how cool she is.
So this is Babs's soliloquy to the Nashville SC.
Get him, Babsy.
You ready?
Let's go.
All right.
Bring it.
The Nashville SC won a game. Had it been a tie, it would have been a shame. Real Salt Lake wanted none. Their goalie is a bum. No, I'm fully on board with the boys in gold as long as no ties unfold.
Hey, Babsy!
Yeah.
Way to go. Here's what needs to happen.
Creative content help to Mayor on that one.
This is what needs to happen. They
You need to frame it.
They need to lithograph the thing into
Plaster
the locker
that in
room on the wall.
Plaster that in there.
Babs soliloquy, and all the players hit it as they go out to the stadium.
Ooh.
Geoda's Park.
Yeah, hit it so that you don't end the game in a tie.
That's right.
Because ties are dumb.
Nothing.
That'll be the next poem. Ties are dumb.
And that is so dumb.
I think we
so
can work
dumb.
in bum again.
Yeah. That's the best word in the whole
The
I
soliloquy.
mean, you just
right
took
there.
a shot at their goaltender. We don't even know anything about him.
Oh, she's just saying you can't be one.
Will
no
Bowley says
be a
he
bum.
is a bum.
Oh, darn. Will with the long distance shot. That was rude.
A long distance shout out from Will Bowling.
Will Bowling is
And-
so proud right now, by the way,
That
that
was-
we are talking about Nashville SC.
Hey, man,
anything.
they won. They won.
They did win.
We talk about them. They won. That was
They didn't
literally.
tie. They won.
They won.
We're
That
all
was
in.
literally the worst Casey Kasem I just worked in there ever in the history of Casey Kasems.
Somebody said put a beat on that now, Babs.
Put a beat on it.
Oh.
Come on.
All right, Honk. That's
on,
your
Honk.
Got some
job.
work to do, huh?
We'll give you tonight to do it. Just have it ready tomorrow. How's that?
Avs goalie Darcy Kemper apparently escaped a serious eye injury. Joey,
It's great.
apparently Ryan Johansson is really torn up about this. He didn't, he said he did. Obviously, he didn't mean to do it.
Right.
And then he was horrified when he saw what happened. And then as Kemper skated off, he kind of fell again, and he felt really bad about it. But here's the thing: as a competitor, screw all that, dude. Who cares? Go out here and get a win.
Hey, man. That's what it's about right there.
The Avs aren't worried about some injured Preds player.
We ain't got no problem. We ain't got no time to worry about them because you down.
They're not worried about the fact that the Preds don't have their goaltender.
Not at all. They taking advantage of it, it looks
They've
like.
scored 7 goals in 2 different games.
They're not worried about anything.
No, just
they're
win.
not.
That's the beauty of sports. Just win.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you
matter.
got to. You got to. That's a part, and that's a part of it. He knows it when he signed up for that. This could happen, man. And The odds of that the stick getting through this face mask, it got to be super slim. So, yeah, I mean, it happens, and you keep on rolling, man. And it looked like they took advantage of it for a second. But then at the same time, after you tied it up, what happened? Did you just lose all motivation or momentum or what? Like,
boy, I don't know. It was one of those rapid fire situations again where I was
That
like
hurts,
trying to text, trying to get an update, and like the score kept changing
Couldn't.
before I could get the text out.
that's a shame,
Oh, I
man.
hate those.
And see, that's
It's been like that this whole series.
Yeah.
Like, did you expect that coming out of game 2? Or did you think, okay, they gave a valiant effort. They gave their all. They lost that
Right,
one,
and
so
then they
think
tied it at 3, and you're thinking, okay,
maybe
let's
they're
go.
back. And then what?
And then we're sitting here 3-0.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to see which way to go. Like, regardless, I'm cheering on my Preds. Like, if you ask me out on the street who you going for, I'm going for the Preds. That's without question. Rooting my team on. Nashville SC, I'm rooting my team on. Titans, I'm rooting my team on. But now I need
But the reality of the situation is this team they're playing, given everything that's going on right now,
to win the Stanley Cup.
well, they're just much better than the hometown
And
team.
should
Doesn't mean the Preds can't win tonight
Yeah, but
because weird things happen in sports.
this is very true.
But they are a 1.5 underdog again.
Again, they've been a 2.5 game underdog once.
2.5 goal underdog in game 2,
That's tough.
which you took. I took
did.
money line, and that's where we messed up, or I messed up.
Don't group
put
us
me- yeah,
together
don't put me
now.
in there,
Don't put
bro.
me in your group.
Because I'm about to win money on this
Yeah.
series.
Don't put me in your party, Buzz.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, it's rough out here, Babson.
It's
It's rough. I think that has something to do with the
it's-
injury, though.
also Colorado is just really good,
And that's my thing. Like,
and they don't let up.
no.
Like, you can tell there is no let up. Oh, you don't have your goalie? Great. Now we're going to stomp on your throat.
Exactly.
Like, there's no let up here
That's
with
what I'm
this
saying.
team.
It's
They're
like-
super
Yep.
aggressive,
Yep.
and that's
It's like when the girl is running through the woods and breaks her heel in Friday the 13th. Does Jason just say, oh, you broke your heel, not a fair fight?
Right.
Or does he massacre her?
massacre.
It's the same thing.
It's a little
Oh, yeah, no, she's
graphic.
gone. Yeah, she's gone.
She gone.
She's out of there.
I mean, head just off the body.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do to the Preds.
That's what they're going to do to the Preds if they ain't
Well,
careful. They got to fight.
And the Preds have to stay out of the box because you've shown that you clearly can't
Oh,
handle
my
it.
gosh.
You can't handle it. Stay out of the box. And freaking score. You have to change the projection of a game. Like, you have been able to do not a ton
Right.
to slow Colorado down, to
Okay, talk
make
to us,
them
Babson.
uncomfortable. You have not led in this series yet.
Right.
The Preds are the only team that has not led a series in this entire NHL postseason. The only team. You haven't ever put a ton of pressure on them. I mean,
tough.
game 2 was the only pressure you saw.
Right. Right. And it was
And
like they
you
turned it on
have
in.
to yes. So what happens if you play with the lead?
Right. We would love to know.
What happens? I
I'd
mean,
love to know.
what
I don't know.
happens to Colorado? I
We'd
know,
love to
I
know.
get
I
it.
don't
They're
know.
a super aggressive, like, offensive team. I
Right.
mean, but what happens if you put them on the defense?
You're correct, man.
You got to step into that and at least
Yeah.
try to get on the board 1st,
Mm-hmm.
get a lead. And some of the Preds players talked about this too. Change how the game unfolds and help protect your freaking young baby little goalie.
Hey, yeah.
Sometimes you just have to attack Jason in Friday the 13th movies
right.
and take his machete from him and impale him with his own machete.
What was that song?
Is that Jason?
Beetlejuice. That's Beetlejuice, huh?
No, that's like some cartoon.
That is not
That
Jason.
is not a murder song.
I don't even think that's Hump. Is that Hump playing that?
No, it is not. And I'm going to let you guys know, I am a Friday the 13th fanatic. This is the theme from Friday the 13th.
I know.
Yeah, cut that off. That's
But-
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, low key, really funny.
No, I love it. But that's when they walked up the stairs in the attic and they saw Beetlejuice right down there.
Ethan says, this show reminds me of last year when y'all went down on break and got vaxxed and Ron Slay got hype and took his shirt off.
Yes, that happened.
Hopefully it could happen.
Do you have the undershirt on today?
I do have the undershirt on.
Except the vax part. That's
Yeah,
already
that-
happened.
yeah,
So
that's-
I know.
Maybe I could go down and get an icy.
I got vaxxed and the next day I thought I was going to die.
do you remember when you did that? I'm like, wait, Have you thought about
No,
this?
he
Have you?
didn't.
He's like, no, I'll just go get it. I'm like, what is going on?
I
I'm
told
not
y'all.
doing
Try to
that.
talk me into it with him.
I told y'all I was going to get vaxxed if they literally, I said it that week on the show. If they make it as easy as possible, like I can walk into my Kroger in my neighborhood and it's free and I can get it, that's when I'll do it. The next day we show up at Pancho and Lefty's. There's
right
Metro
downstairs.
Health right there in the street. And they
Giving
came.
away vaccines.
Somebody came up here, had heard me say that, and said, "You ready?"
Hell yeah, they did.
Yep, she took care of you.
Yeah,
That's
you were
true.
ready.
She had fangs.
Made me
and
nervous.
everything. I don't
And
know.
you did it at like 4:30.
Yeah,
Well,
plenty
here-
of show
I'm like,
Listen.
you can't do it that
Listen.
halfway through the show. What if you have a reaction? What if something happens? You got to wait till the end of the show.
Nothing happened, Babs. I was fine until the next day when I thought I was going to die.
That's true.
Twice. Listen, listen. My reps, they stay close to me. They have my back in every
right.
situation.
That's right.
I thought Ron Slay was one of those guys.
No, he is.
We go downstairs. Slay's like, I'll get one. We go downstairs. Slay starts asking a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
They didn't have the answers that Slay wanted. Slay didn't get it
I mean, I'm out.
at that time.
Yeah, at that time,
You
yeah.
got it late.
Yeah, I needed
By
to
the
know.
way, the one y'all got is not even allowed anymore. Hate
No,
to
it's
tell
not.
y'all.
You're right.
It's been banned.
You're right about that, Babs.
Hey, I still have my card in my wallet.
Hey, that's all that matters, baby.
Yeah,
you
man.
can go anywhere.
I use that thing in New York and LA.
It's like a passport.
Yeah.
Go
In downtown
anywhere.
Nashville, they're like vaccination card. What are you talking about?
Hey, man.
Hey.
The Woo girls don't believe in that.
More of a chance to win.
Preds or Grizz?
You know where I was going.
615-737-1045. We got time to take your phone calls when we come back. Pancho and Lefties, downtown Nashville, 3HL 1045 The Zone. The patron population is picking up.
The patron population.
That's
okay.
alliteration. We're doing. I mean, it's English
you did
class
that.
over here.
You did that right there now. That's how you work it, yo.
During the break, Kirby goes, I thought you were gonna have a haiku, and I'm like, nah, you got to follow rules in Chiano with that. And I'm like, this is an actual conversation we just had on 3HL.
This is true.
If you missed Don's soliloquy to the Nashville SC,
you got to get it.
The Zone tweeted it out at 1045 The Zone on Twitter. We will retweet it right now. It was just a work of art by Don Davenport.
But it was. The presentation.
You see how I say things without being descriptive
that
or
was
opinionated?
on point. That was on point. That was on point.
It was a work of art.
I liked it. Glad she did that. Now you can go back and listen to it. And listen, all you students out there, I'm telling you right now, if you got to come up with a soliloquy, use that one.
Yeah.
Use that one. Don already got it printed up for you and everything. You just go
and
on social media and get it done.
We use the word soliloquy because soliloquy is like in a play when a character is by himself and just kind of gives thoughts.
And we don't have to have rules.
Yeah, so that was Don. To no one in particular, just wanted to offer thoughts to the Nashville SC. And, no rules.
I mean, because I know we've had kind of a rocky relationship.
We meaning you.
I think they might have put me in that boat, too.
Now, our relationship with the Birds is under question because we've been under fire. The birds have been
flying around.
I think they know we talk about them.
So
I'm not going to go into the big thing, but my big thing is I see hundreds of birds a day when I'm out, like, walking the dogs and stuff like that. I never see dead birds. Where are all the dead birds?
They get scooped up.
And so all of y'all start hitting us with various conspiracy theories about birds that I didn't even know existed until I just threw that out there. But now I think they know we talk about them, so we're under attack.
Yes, they do.
There's the mother church. Look, there's the Ryman.
I thought I was going to say the mother bird.
Assembly Food Hall. Man, it's so cool downtown.
Oh, that place is amazing.
So good. Just head on a swivel when you're downtown, man. And when Mayor Barry did the X crosswalk, right? Like, I didn't know how that was going to work.
Oh, was that a Mayor Barry thing?
I think so. And so I didn't know how drunk people and X crosswalks were going to work. But
no, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
It is. So you can go anywhere you want in the city.
It cuts down on time. You just cut straight across diagonally.
So hit us on Twitter at 3HL1045. Josh Bug writes, thanks for all the great coverage for our teams. Hope y'all have a great evening.
Hey, salute, Josh. Appreciate it, brother.
Is he being sarcastic or for real?
No.
I'll give you this. Good question. You're right about that, Bug.
Quentin.
We never know.
Q says, mark my words, the Grizz will score more than 116 points tonight without Jaw.
Wow.
Plus, their defense will be better.
Oh, okay, so to that point, like that's spot on because it happened in the regular season.
They do play differently with and without him.
But they haven't
like
played without him in the playoffs. So it's a different thing when the game slows down and you need a bucket. Talking about what you mentioned in game 2, when they needed a bucket, everybody knew. Over. Yeah, they gave him the ball and everybody got out the way. Who is your guy for everybody to get out the way? You can't just do that.
I mean, Dylan Brooks will shoot it.
He'll definitely shoot it. That's like saying Joe Milton to pass it. I mean, he'll pass it. But
Dylan Brooks, that's a good comparison. Those are the equivalent of
No, we can't do Dylan Brooks like that, man. That's my man. Listen, I'm hard on him right now, but when I say love him, I love Dylan Brooks.
You do. That's why I'm giving you a hard
time. Oh, man. But
when he goes gold, dude, he's gonna keep. He's a volume shooter.
He is not bashful at all.
Hey, you want me to quit shooting?
So hopefully
maybe come sit over here.
He should have been getting shots up during this timeout, but I want to see how this team reacts without Ja. I think it's going to be interesting. Just like it's interesting to see how the Preds react without Juice. I wonder.
Well, they've reacted by giving up 17 goals.
Yeah. So can you talk me through this when we talk about mentoring and things like that? Can you talk me through this as far as being a player, how to get through this situation? If I'm Connor.
I'm not mentoring a backup goalie. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that?
No. I'm saying, but just right now.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to leave that out. He took it anyway.
Right,
no, Connor Ingram's been in Milwaukee. He hadn't even been a part of this.
Yeah, but you see something going wrong.
Because he's like Kevin Hogan, as Honk pointed out. Like,
yeah.
he's the third.
Right. This is true.
Or like when Fisher's on the sidelines, he's like, We're going to go win with Rusty.
So
Rusty!
Rusty!
That's fine.
Rusty!
There it is.
Get loose! We're good. Let's go win this with Rusty, okay? All right,
It's the same thing.
He said, yep. So it's so okay.
Sounded
So
really confident,
he
didn't he?
did. So Saros just standing back there on the back, like, man, I don't know what y'all got yourself into, boy. But good luck with this guy. They gave him 17 goals, won 3 games in the playoffs.
Preds have been outscored 16-6.
Oh, 16. There you
There
go.
you go. So hey, man.
16-6.
What do
What
you
if
do?
Soros was like that? He's just a gangster.
But
Like,
I hope he
hey,
ain't.
have fun, y'all.
I hope he ain't, man. Because you see,
I'll be back next year.
Iguodala for the Warriors is talking and prepping the guy Kabangwa.
Yes, that's right.
You see him doing
Yep.
it during the game. So I
No,
wonder.
Soros back there going, hey, man, y'all see how much I'm worth? When's my contract up?
Double it. Double it up, baby. Stand with us. You want me to stand?
We'll
with
be
us.
back. 5 o'clock hour of 3HL is coming up for Pancho and Lefties. And if you're in the downtown area, hit across one of those X crosswalks. And,
Your mom's waving at you, baby Babs, not me. Why are you looking at me? That's what I'm trying to figure
Baby
out.
Babs is here, and she did start screaming.
She's in the
when she
building.
saw
She's in the building.
Slay, and she won't even come anywhere near us. But
Why?
we're working on
It's
it.
working, Babs. Nerves.
She is in her.
Trust me.
She's in her Preds gear though. That's good.
Yes,
All
she
right,
is.
3HL, Pancho and Lefties, rooftop. That's all the information. We'll be right back.
That's it.
94.5 The Zone, broadcasting live in downtown Nashville in advance of Nashville v. Colorado.
What?
Rooftop. Pancho and Lefties. That's where we are.
Nashville V.
Well, versus.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, all right. Can the Preds get it done, or will the season be over?
Can the Preds get it done, Yor? I'll answer your question. Yes, they can get it done.
Will they get it done? It's a different question. See how passionate you were about can they? And how quiet you are about will they?
I thought you asked
What's
at the
going on
Babs.
here?
I thought you asked at the Babs.
Yeah,
I ain't hear you say my name. I only answer when I'm spoken to. That's what I do.
Well, he is Ron Slay.
And he is in the building.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", at power forward, Ron Slay.
Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
That's right. That's right. And listen, Yor just said the patrons are trying to filter down here, so I'm starting to feel a little bit of the energy. I see Avalanche fans.
There's two up here. Well, at least
Where?
one. There's
There
one.
so is.
There's
one.
in a jersey. One. Okay, one.
The lone fan. You made it all by yourself. That's all
But
right.
he's with a Preds fan.
Yeah, so it's kind of it evens out.
Oh, yeah, she did. Okay.
So
I couldn't see her behind the post.
Yeah.
I can see him. He's got a spectacular mustache, this guy.
See, guess what?
She has a Smashville shirt on. We're good there.
Okay.
So we need you to get him smashed, so we can go beat the Avs. That's what we're gonna do. So that's the goal tonight. If they can't
Get
function,
him smashed so they can go beat the Avs' ass?
come on, y'all. See, you on it. You don't give a damn about your reputation.
That's right. This should be your song today.
It's Patsy.
There she is on Davenport.
Hey.
Her baby is up here on the roof.
Baby Babs.
And
Daddy Babs.
Baby Babs. We're trying to develop a relationship with Baby Babs and Slay.
Oh, don't we
Oh
listen?
my gosh. Baby Babs hates Slay.
No, but no, she don't, Babs. I'm telling you, this
did anyone hate
relationship.
Slay?
See, this relationship is
I know.
already cultivated. We took a break. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are.
Like Ross
we took
and
a-
Rachel?
Yeah, we just
Oh,
took
wait,
a
that's
break
different.
right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, we took a break. We'll be back soon. You know what I mean? Like we all right.
We were
You know
on
what I
a
mean? This is a diversion.
Like, I get
Carter, you're making me nervous, dude.
What, putting the baby over
You
the ledge?
doing the Michael Jackson?
Yeah. Making me nervous, too.
Don't take all that baby
Look at
from the
her.
rooftop.
She's like, oh, my God. So, you know that look I give you guys sometimes, that, like,
Yes.
eat Shiano look?
Yep.
She has it.
Yes, she does.
She has delivered
It's aimed
it
towards
to
With a
Slay.
blood-curdling scream to go along with it.
Listen, I even played.
I'm sorry, Slay.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize because the love that we have, I still have pictures from when Baby Babs was hugging me and holding me.
It was a year ago.
That's all I'm saying.
It was a year ago
So it's
on this
okay.
rooftop where she was in love with you.
Listen,
Guess what
it is
happened,
okay.
too? After all that happened, the Preds went in here and kicked some ass
They
that
so
night.
did.
So that's what needs to happen tonight.
I even
all
had
of
her
our-
wear her Jordans for you.
Yeah.
All of our worlds
Ready
are
to go.
colliding right now,
They're colliding. It's
They're
all
colliding.
coming full circle.
like Howie Day.
Can the Preds win 4 in a row?
Dude, I'm trying to get
No,
one.
you
trying to get one.
No, you put me out there.
Listen.
I need to know, can they win? Is it possible?
If you were a player on a team and I asked you, hey, can you win 4 in a row? You'd be like, we're worried about tonight.
You're right. You're right about
We
that
gotta get
again,
through
Yor.
tonight.
You on fire right
Hey,
now.
but you can't win 4 in a row without that one.
Gotta win one.
Gotta
first.
win it tonight.
Gotta win first.
Goal and a half.
I'm just hoping that they.
Colorado favored by a goal and a half.
6.5 is the over/under
Again.
again.
Kirby says 3-0
like
Avalanche.
Dang, not a shutout, Curve. Come on, now.
A shutout.
All right,
And a
okay.
sweep?
That-
Listen,
hey,
Forsberg doesn't have a point.
Woo!
He's got to get something done tonight.
you want to see no roof?
Man, all the woo girls just looked up here at their leader. They just heard the woo.
The woo leader. Hey, dude.
It's like all the minions in that Disney movie that I actually saw. Which one is that?
Despicable Me.
Just what? Despicable Me.
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me, yeah.
I've seen
I
that.
thought you said defickle. I'm like, what is that? But listen, a sweep and a shutout would be heart-breaking. Not
Yeah.
wrenching,
Yep.
but breaking. I don't believe that'll happen, though. I'm going against Kirby on that. I'm betting money on that.
No sweep.
They won't get – no.
I think regardless,
They
I
won't
thought you already had money on a sweep.
he does. Don't let him lie to you.
See how
Sorry,
it all
Slay.
comes out in the
Who
wash.
would do
sorry,
something
Slay.
like that? Who would do something?
Nothing
Who would
is
bet
sacred.
against the spreads? Who would bet against the Preds to get swept?
Before the season, the series even started.
Who would say something like that?
I don't know.
Well,
You're looking smart right now, though. That's the thing. So here's my bigger
you've got to
question.
take emotion out of it. when
Wallet
you're
and
betting.
your heart is two different things.
Yeah, that's right.
To answer your question,
Mm-hmm.
who has a better chance of coming away with a win tonight?
Right.
I would go Grizz,
Okay.
even without John
Without
Morant,
Ja.
because you saw
On
what
the road,
they've been
Babs.
able. I know, but you've seen what they've been able to do without Ja,
Yep.
and the Preds have not shown what they can do. They've shown that they can't do a whole lot without Saros.
Right.
So that's where I'm going on that. But back up against the wall in your own building. Here's my big question, though, and we'll have Alex Doherty on here in a second.
Big question.
With A to Z Sports, though. Regardless of what happens in this game tonight, are you concerned about this team, this franchise? Regardless of what happens in this game
Right.
tonight,
Right.
are you concerned that some kind of change needs to be made?
Yeah, we'll talk with Alex Doherty about that. My guess is there will be changes made. Big.
I mean,
What that is, we'll talk with Alex Doherty.
okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, automatically.
I know
when
it's heavy. I just
you-
want
it is.
heavy.
It is heavy. And
We're drinking margarita. We're not really, but everybody
Yeah.
else around us
They're-
is drinking
yeah, they're getting
margaritas,
done, getting
and I'm going
smashed.
heavy.
So listen, this is what I think, Babson. Every time a debacle happens, the first person to get the blame is the coach.
Right.
In any sport, I don't care what it is. It won't be the franchise player. It won't be the most paid player. It'll be the coach every single time. In this situation, John Hines, what, a year and a half in?
2.5.
Two and a half,
yeah.
2.5 years in, like,
That's enough time.
is it?
Yeah.
With a
Is it?
with a COVID year?
You only get 3 these days.
With
I
the co-
agree. I
with the
agree. But with a
COVID
COVID year, though,
I'm not saying I would fire the guy. I'm just saying. Listen,
You're saying it's enough to make a move,
Paint
to
me in a
justify
box,
a move. Well, but here's the deal.
It's
when you
long
have
enough.
a building that is
you
emptier than it's ever been, and I'm
That's-
not saying
yeah.
it's empty, but for what Smashville normally
What you
is,
expect.
it wasn't the norm
Yeah.
on Saturday. When you have that, you have kind of uninspired hockey,
Right.
and that's what you're watching, that's where you have an issue.
By the way, Scott Taylor, my guy Scott Taylor Films, said Despicable Me is not a Disney movie. I just assume that any, like, animated
It's
movie
anim-
is a Disney movie.
it's I think is it Pixar? It's not even
Pic-
It's Pixar, yeah.
All right.
So that's
I
the
don't,
same
I don't
umbrella.
Know the answer to
Brett
any of
on
that.
Twitter. I know nothing about any of that. Brett.
Baby Babs does.
He does. He's in the film world.
Hey,
Hey, Tall Boy Miller Lights. Look at
It's
that.
a Universal movie.
it's a
Universal.
Universal movie.
Brett on Twitter.
Thanks, Huck.
You just said soliloquy, descriptive, and alliteration in the last few minutes. Is this English class? I'm in my feelings today.
Is this
I don't-
3HL? What is going on?
We had Brevin Knight on. He set the tone. Stanford.
Yeah, you went
That's
to
right.
Stanford. You got to
Stand with
step your
that
game up.
foolishness.
You got to come
Stand
up
with
with
that
soliloquies to a soccer team.
Soliloquy.
Who would have ever thought that would happen on this show?
Right. Right.
Mayor's on that.
Euro.
Yorl pushed for it.
So let me ask y'all this: after the blame is pointed to the coach, where does it fall next? Player?
Oh, I think the GM will get a healthy amount of it too, and I love
Really?
David Poyle. I love David Poyle. I love it.
Dang, before the player.
But I mean, listen, sports is a meritocracy. I keep saying that.
Yeah,
so
you do say
I
it.
mean,
You do
if
say
you need a defibrillator, I mean,
Alex Doherty has brought one.
yeah, he'll be here. Well, he is here, but he'll be on the show in just a second. Alex Doherty, is that what you called him?
Daughtery, huh?
Daughtery?
That's what he calls you.
Yeah, you're Daughtery because of door.
Our
You go
names
through
are
the
not
door.
spelled the same though.
Oh, so it's
They're
Daughtery.
very similar.
We'll find out when he come on.
So I bet like people come up to Alex and they'd be like, "Hey man,
That's your cousin.
were you smoking something when you said blah 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 on the radio?" And he's like, "No, that's the other guy."
It's the other daughter.
I
Oh,
guarantee
there
that
you go.
happens.
Hey,
Preds
we do
Ryder,
have Matthew online.
A to Z Sports.
Do you
Oh,
wanna
let's
hit
take
him?
Matthew. Yeah,
Okay.
let's take Matthew.
Let's
Thank
hit
you,
him on
Babs.
the way out. I
What's up,
got you,
Babs?
Matthew. Matthew, you're up. What's up?
Hey guys, I got a guaranteed remedy for the Preds to avoid a sweep.
All right.
But let me preface that by saying that the Birds are alive and well in Nashville because I just came down I-24 and I saw 4 of them flying out windows going towards Antioch. So, the Birds are flying here. Anyway,
They're
we
flying
need to
here.
get David Poyle on the phone and call up Taylor Lewan Get him on the bench. He doesn't need a jersey because they probably don't have one that fits him anyway. Just get a yellow can of spray paint, put a number on his back.
Yellow can of spray paint.
What? I mean, we got Slay right here.
Yeah, but, everybody knows Taylor Lewan. Not everybody knows Slay. I'm sorry, Slay.
But don't never say Ron Slay and but together.
You can get down on there, too. Put Taylor Lewan on the bench, have him slamming down beers during intermission, and eating raw catfish sushi on the bench during intermissions to get the crowd riled up. That'll guarantee W for the Predators tonight before the sweep.
Well, yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Well, Taylor's been tweeting about it. I don't know. I haven't had catfish sushi. Have you?
Man, let me tell you the problem.
Catfish roll?
Let me tell you the problem with that whole soliloquy right there.
Is that another soliloquy?
No, that was not a
soliloquy. No, it wasn't. Okay.
No.
That whole problem he just threw up. Let me tell you this.
Not
Taylor
everyone.
Lewan got something to lose. I ain't got nothing to lose. That's why I'm supposed to be in the building, because it don't matter what happened. If you need to take somebody out, let me take them out. I'm going to be all right.
You got to worry about the guy that has
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I'm the one.
Yeah.
I'm the one. Y'all ain't figured it out yet, man. Y'all ain't figured it out yet. I go down there and sit in that car and be all right. Smash the car. I'll be all right. Look, ain't nobody hitting it because ain't nobody coming. But you say Slay coming in, he going to be in the building, guess what? Man, that car be a pulp. You hear me? That car be a pulp.
A pulp of
car. A pulp of car. That's right. A little bit of pulp.
I like my pulp-free cars.
That's right. You better put me in the building. You want to win this game? I've been trying to tell you. I told y'all to get me here Saturday. Y'all don't. Okay, you know what? It is. It's a bigger problem. There's something going on up top. That's right. I don't know what it is. Something going on up top because I ain't been in the building, so y'all got to figure it out.
Jesus won't let you in the building?
Hey, I don't know who it is.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't?
Hey, man. Hey.
That's exactly what I thought.
Don't put that on me. I don't know what it is. I just know the Stone and the Slay can't lose.
Trying to say Jesus Christ can't save a puck.
Hey, man.
Hey, because of this conversation, I now think the little baby goaltender is going to have a shutout tonight.
Let's go, baby.
Connor Ingram will have a shutout tonight.
Let's go, youngin.
Alex Doherty from A to Z Sports up next.
Kirby don't believe that.
That's for you,
104.5 The Zone.
Buddy Allen in 30.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Is it time for some updates around the house? Last year, our average client received over $52,000 with a simple cash-out refinance. Let's make those home remodeling projects a reality. Start now at thehomeloanexpert.com.
1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, broadcasting live in downtown Nashville.
We're in the building. We're in the building.
We're on the roof. We're on the roof.
Okay.
And it is not on fire.
Roof ain't got no roof.
Exactly.
Roof ain't got no fire. Pancho and Lefty, that's where we are. I started to hear a little something there in the background.
Yeah, somebody tried
It's
to
kind of
turn
hard to hear. I mean, you got the Plaza Entertainment going on now. People are going to start beating on the Avalanche car here in a second.
Man.
You got
Usually they already are.
Beating on the car?
Yeah.
Exactly. That car's still intact. That's my problem.
stand with us. That's what we're doing. All right. Alex Doherty from AZ Sports joins us now. Covers the Predators. Thanks for coming down here, man.
Good
That's
to
right.
see you.
I mean, I came here last year and I loved it, and
they won.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I caused it, but I remember that Ron Slay's shirt landed on Broadway shortly after I got here.
That is correct.
It did. This is true.
That's what happened.
This
so.
is true.
These are facts.
Your words have not had the same positive tinge this go around as it did.
Well, as you can see, the shirt I
last
have
year.
on, I am ready for vacation.
Is that what that is?
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
There's a palm tree on his shirt.
Come on.
I'm just being realistic. You said it right before, Don. You said it right before I came on. Who has a more likely chance of winning tonight, the Predators or Ja Morant, or the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a pretty good question. I would say actually the Predators probably have a better chance of winning tonight,
Oh, okay.
but the Predators probably do not have as good a chance to win the series as the Grizzlies could win tonight, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there is just no way they can beat them 4 games in a row. These Avalanche are too good at every position. The goalie situation is, I mean, we knew it was going to be bad without Saros.
Right.
Connor Ingram gave you one good game.
Yep.
He gave you a fantastic game. Game 2, he was excellent. He was the story. I mean, he was the story in that scenario, and because they didn't come out of there with the win, that's where I kind of thought, well, this might be a sweep.
That was the one, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if you're sitting here 2-1,
Yeah.
the vibe's a little different downtown. Do you sense like a different energy level, or
Okay,
are
so-
we just making that up?
Well, Buck brought this up today. I was on his show as well, and Buck is all about the vibes. So he really wanted to talk about the vibes of the team and everything. But
No comment.
but I do a little bit. But there was a lot to be made about Saturday's game. It was a little empty at the beginning of the game. It was like. I think that there were some circumstances there. There were some traffic situations. There was some problems with people getting in the building. By the 10-minute
I
mark,
was wondering about that.
yeah, there were definitely issues
It's
with.
really not normal.
No, it was not normal. By the 10-minute mark of the first period, it was just
full.
as full as
Okay.
normal, and it was very loud. I don't.
Was
think,
it because it did not come across on TV?
Yeah. You mean even after the?
Even after, yeah,
Really?
like
Okay.
throughout the whole game. I thought it was not the normal Smashville we
Okay,
are
so
accustomed to.
I would say that after the Yossi goal to tie it up, it was
Okay.
rocking in there.
Yeah.
And then they get the goal. Colorado scores the goal that it really probably should have been overturned on goaltender interference.
Yeah, that was a terrible call.
It isn't, and then Connor Ingram makes the huge mistake behind the net to go down 5-3, and that was it. I mean, that game turned on that moment, and after that, yes, the vibe was gone from the room at that point. So, I mean, it's just, look, this Colorado Avalanche team is incredibly good. I know you guys have talked about that. So fast, so skilled. The Predators game is a bruising style. They can't do it because they're skating around them. They can't get into their game, right?
So, Philip Forsberg hasn't scored a point this postseason. That's disappointing.
It is. I would say he hasn't looked bad. I mean, I honestly, it is all about results in the postseason. He has 0 goals, 0 assists. He's played a lot on a line that's been trying to match up with the top line of the Avs, and they've won that battle. I mean, they've won that battle. If he's not doing that, maybe the Avalanche are beating him 10-0. It's even worse.
Okay,
I think
that's a different perspective.
He's
on
been
it, yeah.
struggling. He's been struggling to get it going offensively because they've been hemmed in their own zone so much.
Yeah.
He doesn't play on the penalty kill, and the Predators have been on the penalty kill a lot. So there's been a lot of reasons for that. I would say Forsberg is the team's all-time leading scorer in the playoffs, not just the regular season, but also the playoffs. He's their best offensive player, not named Roman Yossi right now.
Mhm.
He's got to be that tonight for them to force any kind of an extension of the series. So I mean, it's a big deal. It's not that it's not. I'm not making excuses, but he's had a lot to do. He's had a lot of defensive work trying to cover that Colorado Avalanche top line.
Alex, let me ask you this: is this team better than last year's team? This Preds team with Juice in the
Oh yeah, if Juice is in net, yeah, I would say absolutely. That team with UC Saros might still lose the series, but I think they are a better team. Look, they've got a Norris Trophy, probably a Norris Trophy winner. They've got a Vezina Trophy candidate who I think is going to be a finalist tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. 2 40-goal scorers.
Two 40-goal scorers, a Rookie of the Year candidate in Tanner Jeannot. But here's the thing, there's a certain element to their game that they've never had before, and that is their physical element.
Right.
You're a basketball guy,
right.
so I thought of this analogy.
Okay, talk to me.
Here's what they are. They are the Detroit Pistons in the 90s. They've got Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman. They want you to leave the game bloodied, right? They want you to – they led the league in fights.
Right.
They want to beat you up.
Yep.
And then they've got, Isaiah Thomas, Roman Yossi shooting all around the place and scoring all the points.
Right.
I like this.
But
I do too.
They are up against the Steph Curry Golden State Warriors that are just shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
They're playing a different game.
Yeah.
They're just playing a different game. They've got this physical – they want to play physical, but the Avalanche are too fast.
Right.
Too fast, and they can score too easily.
Alex Doherty, A to Z Sports, covers the Preds. All right, so talking about playing 2 different games. All right, let's say they lose tonight. What happens in terms of roster? Is John Hines safe? And we'll go ahead and ask the question: is David Poile safe at that point?
I think John Hines is safe. Probably. Well, okay. It comes down to is David Poile safe first? In my opinion, I think it could come down to if they get swept and the team does not retain Philip Forsberg, they don't get him signed. David Poile is officially unsafe. It is officially a problem.
Wow.
There's a real issue, and there could be changes. Because we already know his time is really kind of coming to an end already. We know that. That's been kind of well documented that he's probably only got a couple years left, and that was like a year ago, and that was kind of before COVID. But if these 2 things don't happen, if these 2 things happen, they get swept and they don't retain Forsberg, eyes point directly at David Poile, in my opinion.
Wow.
And if that happens, probably John Hines is gone.
Right. New GM, new coach.
Yeah.
He's their guy. So.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned the Forsberg thing. Kind of dive into that because you're at the point where now you're going to pay him or you're going to lose him, and you get nothing for him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on, what his deal is, that's where you are, and that is a massive issue.
If the management, if the front office, if the team is worried that they could lose Forsberg, maybe if the team gets swept, maybe they cut bait early and let someone else come in and negotiate with Forsberg before it's too late.
Oh, interesting.
Now I don't know. I don't know what the other GM options out there. I mean, I haven't even really looked at that. I mean, that's kind of a different thing. And also, it's kind of no secret that Brian Poile is kind of the heir apparent. And but we don't know how much of the current team's build-up or makeup has already been kind of part of Brian Poile's. I mean, he's probably been involved in all that. So maybe we've already seen what Brian Poile can do. And so we don't know. Those are just rumor. But I would say that again, if those 2 things happen, if they get swept, and even if maybe they lose the game in series in 5. I mean, a 5-game series loss is. Yeah. With the way it's looked.
Well, in this manner.
Yeah. It's been so
They've been
bad.
outscored 16-6. That's where we are.
In my opinion, when it comes to GMs, really in any sport, but it's all about, do you have more hits than misses? If you've got more hits than you have misses, you're good. This would, I think, tilt the scale more misses than hits for David Poile. I mean, he's done so much to build up this team and to get them and to go through all these last few years where they've had all this success.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be the moment where things tip against him, I think.
Do you think that Philip Forsberg is a Nashville Pred next year?
You know, I do. I actually think that they've got the money. The money's not the issue. It's just, you know, is the contract numbers there? They've got plenty of money to give to him. He seems to be still on board with being here. That never seemed.
That's my big question.
Yeah, I mean, that never seemed to be an issue. I haven't noticed that issue with him particularly. He seems very much on board with staying in Nashville. But if another team comes on and wants to give him north of $10 million a year, it's going to be hard to say no. And I don't know the Preds could match that. So.
Wow.
Money talks.
Yes, it does.
Right. All right, so in terms of, like, if they get swept, obviously not having their goaltender is a big part of that. But ultimately, you know, when you look at the big picture, in a situation like that, maybe there is some roster overhaul. Do you think they're in that situation, aside from the Philip Forsberg position?
If they're are they in a blow it up situation? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe not blow it up, but move some big pieces.
Well, I mean,
or move on from some big pieces.
They have cap. They have plenty of money to under the cap to do some stuff. But I think that if they were to blow things up, it would really have to start with Boyle and then move down from there. And who knows what you're going to get. You could get a GM that wants to come in and build a competitor right now and spend all that money and go out and get some guys to build a competing team next year. More likely, you're going to get a GM that comes in and says, we want to build trade capital or draft capital. We want to get some prospects, really develop the prospect and farm system, and be competitive in 5 years. I mean, that doesn't sit right with some fans.
Right.
A lot of fans kind of want that. A lot of fans want, look, the Avalanche were terrible for a number of years and then got Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah.
And, I mean, look where they are now. They've built a powerhouse, and, they look ready to win the Cup now. So, I mean, a lot of fans really want them to sit in the gutter for a little bit, get a top prospect, get a franchise-changing player like they've really never had out of the draft, and go make it happen. I mean, I think there's something to that.
I don't know about that.
You know, it's interesting.
We were talking about how spoiled we are. Same with Titans. Playoffs now, that's the expectation. That's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not exciting. Oh yeah. Okay. Great. You're in the playoff. No, it's expected now of our franchises.
And I'll say this in David Poyle's defense, you don't necessarily want to see what what could happen if you get rid of a good GM like that. I mean, it could go backwards quickly.
Ooh,
there are a lot of bad
too.
GMs out there. I mean, who was the guy for? I mean, you guys know Titans better than I do. Who was the guy, Tommy something, that came in and?
Oh yeah, well, that was on the ownership level, but
okay. So there's been plenty of GMs out there that have tanked teams and in a bad way quickly. So in David Poyle's defense, you know what you're getting. You could always get worse, but it could be time.
You know, it's interesting. In sports, you have kind of sports is socialism, sort of, right? Like in a draft system, where the worst teams get the best draft picks, and 8-8 is the goal of the league and all that stuff. And those that do it better than 8-8, and those that do it worse do poorer than 8-8. But there's a line of thinking about how at some point you have to be either great or awful, right? And that's to your point of what Colorado did. So I think it's awesome that the Preds are one of only 5 franchises in the major sports to make the playoffs the last, 8-9 years. But at some point, you got to want more than that, right? And it's okay to want more than that.
Yeah, move the ball on your own.
Yeah,
Please.
and sometimes you have to take a step back before you take 2 steps forward. Paula Abdul told us that.
I mean, but could the team land someone the Memphis Grizzlies for years? That was kind of like where they were, right?
Yeah.
Kind of in the middle, not really doing a lot, but not doing bad. And then they land this one guy that has turned the tide. And it's could the Predators get a guy like that if he's in the lineup, they can win a championship? That kind of a player. Hockey's a little different because you got 20 guys on the team. You don't have just a starting 5 or whatever. But I could see a scenario where they go out. They are not a great team for 3 years. They land 2 solid top end guys, and they build that around the structure they already have. And then in 5 years they're competitive again. But all that's to say, tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if they win tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they win tonight and force Colorado to think about it a little bit, go back home, and then maybe close it out in 5 instead of 7 or instead of 4. But, I mean, look, the odds of them beating Colorado 4 games is just so slim.
Slim.
I'm not worried about 4. I'm worried about 1.
One.
Yeah.
So what has to happen tonight for 1 to happen, to avoid the sweep, to let this building bounce for a little bit?
They have got to come out and score probably 3 goals in the first period.
Oh, jeez, Alex.
I'm telling you, make Colorado make Colorado go into the first intermission.
They barely scored 3 goals all series.
So to go back to a basketball reference, this is like coming off the tip and making a half-court shot.
Exactly.
Back to back.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think they could do that. They come out, they come out like gangbusters. They put some shots up. They score a couple goals, maybe 2 or 3 goals in the first period. Colorado goes into that first intermission and thinks, you know what, we can just take this home to Denver and win it there. And then you could maybe get into their head a little bit, but look, it's going to be tough. I will say this: the Predators in their playoff history, recent playoff history, all of their wins in the last 4 years have come in overtime.
Really?
All of them, except for 4 years ago, in April, their last regulation win in the playoffs was 4 years ago. And you know who they beat?
Oh.
Colorado.
We just said it's coming full circle. So maybe, Alex, I'll tell you this. I'll leave it like we left it last year when you were on with us on this same rooftop. So you're telling me it's a chance. That's all I need, Alex, to jump out there and make a bet. Telling me it's a chance.
I'm telling you, there's a chance of a win tonight.
Okay.
Not a series win,
Right.
but a win tonight. Yeah,
Right.
there's a chance.
It's, The feat's too big, too great for them to series win.
I mean,
right?
4 games
Holes
in a row
too
like
deep.
this. I mean, the things that Colorado does specifically on the ice are just impossible for them to cover. I mean, look, they could go out and get hot offensively and
Right.
score 5-6 goals and then just happen to outscore Colorado.
Like
but
a
they're not,
6-5 game.
They're
or
not going to
something.
keep them off the board. So
Take the
Colorado's
over.
going to score some goals. So.
There he
Hey,
is.
hold on. Just real quick,
All right.
on the way out.
Yeah.
Barry Trotz is available.
Oh.
This has been a very interesting development.
We didn't even get to that.
You could have a situation in which the Nashville Predators are eliminated from the playoffs on the same day that Barry Trotz is available to hire as a coach.
Trotzy,
Could be
Trotzy, Trotzy.
Percent chance Barry Trotz is the coach of the Preds next season.
Less than 10%, but better than the Preds' chance to win this series.
Oh, it seems high.
That's a great last line. Alex Doherty won on Twitter. Preds writer for A to Z Sports. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. The NCAA Board of Directors issued a statement regarding NIL. Got that for you next. 3HL 1045 is on.
New break.
104.5 The Zone. Brent Norton, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Wrapping it up at Pancho and Lefty's. Always love coming outdoor broadcast, man. Kirby doesn't have anybody on except for me. Oh, there was something.
How did Hunk come back with I ain't mad at you? Who you not mad at?
I didn't hear. Oh, Tupac?
Yeah, you're not mad at the Preds?
I mean, at least
No, we're not mad at you, man. We know what's going on. It's
Got nothing but love for you.
It's okay. We
Do
know
your
you're
thing,
down.
boy.
We know Connor Ingram got an assist for the Avs the other night. We know that. It's okay.
There's things like that that are unexcusable.
Violence.
You can't do that. That's inexcusable. Dog.
Dude, that was a
Hunk was
solid pass.
not okay
No,
with
that was
that.
good
Hunk
about
was
that.
going off on our group text.
So
It was a solid pass straight to him.
real quick, the Division I Board of Directors on Monday issued guidance to schools regarding the intersection between recruiting activities and the NIL, which is name, image, and likeness environment. So basically what they did was they created a task force and kind of looked at how everything was going. So one of the things that they wanted to redefine was what is a booster, okay? So I'm going to roll through some of this, and basically what they're saying is if any of this happened before now, it's basically a starting now moment.
Right.
They'll take a look at it, but no penalties, that kind of thing. But apparently they are going to try to govern a little bit on this NIL stuff. Here's how it reads real quick. Man, I love this song. Specifically, the guidance defines as a booster any third-party entity that promotes an athletic program, assists with recruiting, or assists with providing benefits to recruits, enrolled student athletes, or their family members. That definition could include collectives set up to funnel name, image, and likeness deals to prospective student athletes or enrolled student athletes who might be considering transferring. NCAA recruiting rules preclude boosters from recruiting and or providing benefits to prospective student athletes. So they're trying to get in the way of these collectives.
Right.
So if you're wondering if you're following on a cursory level, which I guarantee you most of y'all do it that way. But like Spire, for example, is a collective formed by University of Tennessee, I'll call them boosters, to kind of create a budget, basically. And that's where any of y'all can funnel money that you want to go to Tennessee student athletes through this group.
Right.
Right. So they're gonna try to say that collectives are booster groups, and you can be penalized for utilizing their services.
But how do you do that now after
It's all been set up.
Right, it's already been set up. If you look at Nico on a bunch of different,
Right.
NIL valuation stuff or whatever. This one from what is that, On 3 NIL?
On 3, that's
yeah.
yeah.
Says that his valuation is about $779,000.
Right.
How all of a sudden are you coming in after the fact? Like there has to be. We've said this before. There has to be like a cutoff.
Yep.
Okay, so it's what, Wild West until maybe now. We talked about it with college basketball and the federal investigation and all of that that went down and every school did it. Not every school, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so you had to like put a date or a cutoff almost on, okay, well, starting now, the penalty is real. You almost have to do that with this because everything has already been set up. All the schools that are on their game already have these collectives
This
in
is gonna be
place,
fought
and they've
big.
already raised a ton of money, and they're already delivering and going to continue to deliver.
Right. So here's
Arch
part of
Manny, Nico, perfect example.
Everybody in line.
this is at ncaa.org. All right. The guidance is effective immediately. For violations that occurred prior to May 9, 2022, the board directed the enforcement staff to review the facts of individual cases, but to pursue only those actions that clearly are contrary to the published interim policy, including the most severe violations of recruiting rules or payment for athletic performance. Schools are reminded of their obligation to report any potential violations through the traditional reporting process. This is a dead body on the ground that still somehow has a knife laying. Somehow has a knife laying there, and it's still swinging it, even though it can't really see what it's aiming at.
Yeah.
I know I get graphic, but tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
Spot the lie,
You're not.
as J. Mart says.
You're not. Like, and then if the cutoff is a certain amount, what do they do with these groups, and what do they do with the money? Like,
Because
what
the money's
happens?
already been
It's there.
raised.
Yeah, exactly. It's there.
Yeah.
And the money's already been promised.
Yep, it so has.
Honestly.
Yep.
I mean, look,
I guess
Jimbo's a phenomenal coach, but why do you think Texas A&M has the best recruiting class?
The biggest
I mean,
bankroll.
They have the
That's
biggest
right.
bankroll.
Yep.
Oil money.
They're on their game, and they've figured it out, and
Yeah.
that's where they are.
Yep. Gonna be interesting to see them moving forward from this. I want to see them put a stop to it. This is gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
I just closed my laptop on that crap.
Yeah. Enough is enough for you. Huh?
You
It's gonna
can't
be a
open
mess.
you can't open that door and then close it.
No, not that quickly.
Open,
Anyway.
Yeah.
open Pandora's box and
Yeah.
then close
Yeah.
it on
Somebody
us.
close that box.
Doesn't
You know
work.
when you open up that can of biscuits and they just start to expand?
Oh,
Yeah.
and it pops.
It pops. Yeah.
You,
Yep.
you can't close that.
Well, yeah, you can.
You
According
can try to
them.
shove it back in there, but it ain't going anywhere except in your mouth.
They said you can.
This is the other thing.
Okay.
Like you didn't know this was freaking
Yeah, you
coming.
knew it was gonna happen.
You should have got off your butt and figured it out prior to now, because now you're in a world of hurt. And
That's why Emirates stepping
Emirates like,
down.
peace, I'm out. I'm sorry, I did nothing to prepare for this.
Y'all
I'm
got
out.
this. Yeah, y'all got this. I don't
Y'all
want
go
no
dance
part
in
of
front
it.
of the band. It's already paid for.
It's not an easy song to play right there.
No, it's not. That's it.
This
Jam.
band is really good.
They are
Good,
good.
good.
Music
house
started.
All right, Preds.
Baby Babs is jamming,
Yes,
too.
it is.
We're about to go dance with some Preds fans.
Preds tonight at 8:30. Grizz tonight at 9 o'clock.
Come on,
Central.
Preds.
Do they both win tonight?
Come on, Preds.
Or do they both lose tonight?
They do not both win tonight. That's my call.
Right there with Babson.
I'm just
I
going to
think-
leave it right there.
I think the Preds are done.
Somebody will get paid if they're done.
Yep. Hope not. I hope they're not done.
30.
But anyway, all right, back at it tomorrow. Appreciate y'all
You're
listening.
mumbling. Let's go, Preds.
Hit us
Music's too
on
loud.
Twitter at NRHL1045. See y'all. Good night. God bless.
Let's go, Smashville.